Welcome to Gamesthetic episode 144, Noxlight with Sparky 3. Back after a little unexpected break for me. I had something pop up that I had to attend to. Both the boys held it down. Shout out to you guys. I really enjoyed you guys' episode. I got Zach and John in here. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling?
What did we talk about last week?
All sorts of stuff. You guys rambled a little bit about Gamescom, Black Myth, Wukong, stuff like that. You guys, it was a good time.
How far do I normally sit away from the desk? I don't. I feel very far away. That's what I was confused about.
I saw you trying to space. I don't know what he's spacing.
I don't. It's gonna be a weird day for me.
Okay.
Zach, how are you?
I'm alright.
Another day?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Just hoping this mic doesn't fall again.
That's true. It's falling on Ricky, falling on you. I don't know what's up with that one in particular, just wanting to fall all the time, but it is what it is. John, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I don't got the most for this show. I've just basically spent the last week playing Path of Exile, so I'm here.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear
Moral
your
support.
opinions on some stuff.
Right. I am glad you're here because I have a very special treat for you. So look forward to that.
Are we building another pyre?
No, but I have a very special treat for him. We'll get to it here in just a moment. But first and foremost, if you could, make sure you go check out some Rogue Energy. They did just reveal 2 new flavors, both hydration. It was sour watermelon and like Paradise Punch, which is an orange cranberry. It looks incredible. I want to try them. Use our referral link down below. You can support us. We'd appreciate that. Go over to Agent Inc. as well. Pick up a jersey. Join the Discord. And make sure to follow the podcast wherever you're listening, whether it be on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, or on one of the media audio platforms that we're on. Today, of course, is
Radiant Rush is the other one.
Radiant Rush, not Paradise Punch. But thank you. Today is going to be a very special episode because it's finally time to talk about Bethesda's new game of Starfield.
Before we get into that, I just want to show this off because they
Yep.
finally came in. It's the
Spider-Man
the
controller.
Spider-Man limited edition PS5 controllers finally came in. I know you got the side plates too. You got the boxes over there, but
I don't have the controller or the plates with me.
But as is tradition, when I buy new controllers, I have to bring them in to show them off.
Yes, I agree. No, very clean, very sick. I have not put the plates on yet. I was just to be on the safe side, I was gonna watch a quick video because I don't want to accidentally break it, the white ones. So I'm gonna pop the plates on probably later. But the plates look incredible. Like, they look very sick. I'll send a picture in our Discord whenever I get them on. But the controller is sick. Controller is very sick. Yeah, so today, of course, Starfield, that's going to be the biggest topic. I paid for early access, and I haven't got as far as I've wanted. Still got work and everything Friday, and had some other things like right when I got home from work. So I haven't got to play as much as I want. I've only put about 8 hours in, which I don't think is a fair...
It's an early impression.
That's exactly what it is. It's early impression. It's not a fair judge, which, we're going to talk about Starfield again next week because it officially releases, and I know, John,
I'll actually
try
be playing it on official release day.
Zach's thinking about it. He hasn't decided. And I'll have hopefully more. What I'm hoping for next week is I will be past the 20-hour mark because I've seen a lot of comments online of people saying one of 2 things. 1, oh, it gets good past 20 hours. Or 2, after 20 hours, people stop.
Bad game.
Damn, 20 hours? Fuck.
Yeah. So I've seen 2 different things involving 20 hours.
It's like they're trying to get someone into a JRPG.
Yeah, basically, because it's either the 2 things I've seen is either 1, it gets good after 20 hours, or 2, after 20 hours you stop seeing the polish. Apparently, I've seen comments of people saying all the polish of the game is within the first 20 hours. Because the way that Bethesda looked at it is what people are speculating is most people will probably stop playing after 20 hours because you can beat the main story in like 15 to 20. Which, that is fair. There's going to be a handful of people that will only play the story and not play the game and not play it for 400, 500, 600, whatever hours. So I'm hoping to get to the 20-hour mark by next Saturday. I'm very busy just with work and stuff. But yeah, this is a very early impression. I will also briefly chat about Fort Solis or Solis. I've heard it pronounced both ways. That came out about a week ago. That is the horror space game based on Mars, starring Roger Clark and Troy Baker. Zach's got Stray Gods that he's going to chat about.
Because you asked earlier in the week if anybody was going to play Sea of Stars.
Did you?
I downloaded it.
Okay, well, that's sharp. I've also downloaded it. My girlfriend started playing it. It looks awesome. I was watching her a little bit.
Honestly, was planning on it.
Forgot.
Path of Exile got the way.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. We do have Dave here. He said, I have enjoyed it so far. Only about 4 hours in. Bethany likes it so far. About 15 hours, but her Series X keeps crashing. Mine doesn't. It's weird.
What is this?
Starfield.
Okay.
Interesting. I have not had a crash yet. Again, I'm only about 8 hours in right now, so I am going to be looking to see when I'm going to have my first set of crashes. But no, I mean, this is the big release. This is the big release for Xbox that everyone's been kind of waiting on. This is the big question for Starfield. Is this
just fucking say it? Say what's on your mind.
I'm going to. I got to lead up here. Okay. Is this the generation defining game? Before I get into my full thoughts, I have a very special treat for John specifically. I pulled something up for this episode.
Oh, we're going
for
back
our
a couple
dear
months.
audio listeners and for our dear video listeners. Please enjoy this clip from Gamesthetic episode 116 that was recorded the first January Saturday of this year.
But concerning Alex's most anticipated game of the year, the only way I can phrase my thought is this is Starfield is going to be the most expansive, ambitious, basic ass Bethesda game ever.
Oh my god, I love it. That's
Damn.
funny.
I don't think it's like they keep talking about we wanted to make this game. They make one type of game. Every game.
I mean, that's true.
Every game
I can't argue that.
Every game they make is a slightly different iteration of that game.
He's right.
Of that genre. It's
He's
like
right.
every Fallout is just a slightly different Fallout. It's like different graphics and stuff like that. Every Elder Scrolls game, it's like, yeah, there's different mechanical things. They iterate on it a little bit, but the game at its core is the same game most of the time. So it's like, yeah, they're going to have all this stuff you can do, but the actual main part of the game, now I'm not talking like all 1,000 planets you can go to won't be unique and stuff like that. I'm just saying the core basis of the game is going to be the same type of Bethesda game we've been playing for 15 years.
So yeah, that was John's prediction of Starfield at the beginning of 2023.
Forgot how long that went on for.
Congratulations, John. I think you hit it on the head.
Now we go back to all those flame comments John got.
That's true. I got to go back on that TikTok. I did make that a TikTok as well, so you can always go check that out on our shorts and stuff. But no, John, man, again, I'm only 8 hours. It's kind of unfair to judge. It's early impressions, but just the entire 8 hours, I hear those words in my head, and man, I see it. Like that's honestly my first early impression is that's exactly what this game is. So when it comes to Starfield, if you wanted an amazing Bethesda experience, an amazing Bethesda game, then I think you will love Starfield. Like if that's what you want, if all you want is a great Bethesda game, you're gonna enjoy Starfield. As long as you like sci-fi space stuff, like you will like Starfield. But if you were hoping that like Bethesda was gonna truly make this generation defining game that was going to go leaps and bounds above what we've seen from Bethesda before with the Fallouts or the Skyrims or the Oblivions of the world, then you may feel some disappointment. I don't think it's leaps and bounds above their other titles. Now, in terms of general gameplay, I would say it is. It's very well polished. I know Davin was just saying here in the chat that he's had some crashes. I've thankfully had no crashes. But in terms of general gameplay, feels amazing. Like, the gunplay, running around kind of doing all, like the actual gameplay itself feels great. And that's awesome. And I was, would expect so, because one thing that I thought was kind of interesting is like, so when Fallout 4 came out, and it was like, version 1.0, right? Starfield comes out and it's like version like 2 point something. They've been continuously updating it before the game even came out.
Yeah.
More and more versions, just making sure it's polished, making sure there's as least amount of bugs as possible. And I think they succeeded in that. But if you really believed like that, this was going to be a generation defining game, number one, you were fair to believe that based on everything that we've been shown and told or whatever. But unfortunately, I think Bethesda bit off more than they can chew. When it came to everything that they were trying to say, there's very basic things that Todd Howard talked about in the gameplay showcases that are not in the game. Like one random example that just it's not like end of the world game breaking for me. It's like, all right, that's kind of disappointing because it was going to feel a lot more immersive to do this. You can't just simply fly down to a planet like he said. Like you can't just pick a spot on a planet and fly down to it.
So it does have set landing points.
It has set landing points, and it just sticks you in space. Like if you can try going as quickly as you can at that planet, and you're just like, I guess, hitting an invisible wall. Like you cannot get closer to the planet.
Sure, the game's not just processing.
Trust me, I did it long enough where it would not work.
Okay.
I will say in regards to that, in one review in particular that I watched, which I think
I watched
because it
it
was
as
talked
well.
about in the Discord and that.
Yeah.
In that video, he did kind of he mentioned that you could kind of land wherever. I don't know if that's just like specific planets or certain areas you can't, but he did mention that you could land on areas of the planet, but it wouldn't let you do it if it. I don't know how it looks visually when you're trying to do it or fly at the planet or that, but he did mention you couldn't do it if it was in an area that you wouldn't normally be able to land.
That is correct.
So if it I guess mountains and shit around or like lake or something like that, you wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't let you do it there.
Yep. That is correct.
I have no concept for what flying a ship down to a planet looks like in this game.
Yeah, no, that is correct because like one thing that I did just out of I'm curious, right? Is I did go land on Earth. There is no points of interest to land on. It just kind of let me land anywhere. I couldn't stay there. I didn't have the proper gear. Even with the base spacesuit you have, the planet's just completely desolate, kind of like it's actually going to be here and at some point. But yeah, like, so it did kind of let me land anywhere. Like when I was picking different areas, like one area, it's just like, okay, this is like a frozen tundra. I was like, this area is like a desert, whatever. So like, that part was kind of interesting and stuff. But whenever you can't just like you don't get to have the immersive experience of like going down to a planet, kind of like what it was constantly talked about. And then when it comes to all the different planets, like, and going into the different areas to land in, I don't know exactly how big these areas actually are, like it was kind of made out to be. Because like I know one thing is like New Atlantis is the biggest city they ever made. Yeah, it's definitely fucking big, and it's probably I'd definitely say it's bigger than anything I've seen on like Skyrim or like ESO or Fallout. But it's just like how big is it really? Like that's where I have questions because like looking around, it's like I feel like I'm very on rails. When it comes to this game, it never has, in my opinion, it doesn't. Because again, I'm 8 hours in, and I don't ever feel like I had that moment. The game also doesn't have that that door opening moment of where it's like you're in the game. You know what I mean? Like you can very easily and accidentally get stuck on rails of the story because it doesn't have that moment of where it's like you're in the game, go do whatever.
Gotcha.
You have to kind of take yourself off the rails yourself. And then, even jumping off the rails, you're playing some dangerous games in some area. Because one thing about all the, which is totally understandable, I'm not saying this is a negative, is that with all the different areas to go through across the map, it is definitely like warning you up front. It's like, hey, buddy, I see you're like level 7. This area is like level 50. Just giving you the heads up. It's like, I better not go over there. I'll probably get fucked up. So like, you could easily go do it and just kind of cheese your way through it in some capacity. But there is a lot of on rail experience in my opinion, that it feels like, even though it's a very supposed to be a huge immersive game. When it comes to what Bethesda was trying to accomplish with this game, there's a lot of things that are very fascinating that they've done with the general Bethesda formula. Like the shipbuilding stuff is incredible, even though I haven't really had to jump into it as much as I wanted to yet, because I don't have all the ship parts yet, because I'm still trying to get money to get more stuff. The crew aspect is really cool. That's pretty fascinating. Other than like those couple things, like it really is just a Bethesda game. I mean, you have your main quest, you have your factions. I've started 2 different factions as of now, going through the faction quest, or at least getting them started. I've kind of already forced myself off the main rails of the Constellation storyline. But one thing that I personally feel as of now when it comes to this game, and this may just be a personal thing, like no one may not really give a shit about this, and it's just kind of whatever, because it's like big space game, let's go. Is that I as of now, and it's early into the Constellation storyline, but like I feel like every other kind of game that we've had up to this point, I feel like it's always been kind of established of really what your overall grand scheme of this game is supposed to be. While this game is essentially just like you're just trying to figure out what the artifacts are. You know, that's all you're really trying to do. Like you basically get like you when you find the first artifact in your first mission, right? Your prologue mission, and it basically gives you like a Mass Effect sort of vision that Shepard had in Mass Effect 1. And it's just like it doesn't really give you a vision of like a warning or anything. It's just like you're getting ripped through space is all that how it's kind of described in the game. And literally your story is just like figure out what find the artifacts, like it's just a bunch of fetch quests. That's your story, is fetch quests. So like the game not having like, I guess a way to put it, not having like an antagonist, not having like big bad, like your antagonists I guess are some space pirates.
Okay.
Like not having a true goal for the story, I feel like is kind of dragging the story down, which story is not supposed to be the selling point for these games. It's a huge factor, but the huge the main selling point is just the open world, the expansive world. But that is something that's kind of dragging it down a little bit. I mean, even from reviews that I've seen, including the one that you're referring to, even they said up front, it's like the main story is very lackluster. You're going to have a lot more fun with the faction quests, just for in terms of general story stuff. No, Dave, no, I did not. He asked if I named my character Commander Shepard. No, I did not. I did consider it, but no.
You would have named it Garrus first.
That's true. But the big thing that Bethesda was trying to accomplish, making this like this generation defining game, I thought about this a lot over just the past couple days, and in my opinion, as of now, I would say it's not that generation defining experience. But here's the thing, I think the game has the potential to be a generation defining game. But here's the kicker, it's not going to be because of Bethesda. I truly think it's just going to be because of mods. Like legit. This game is going to have full mod support by Bethesda, by Microsoft, and with just like how wide and vast this map is and this universe of over 1,000 planets. I mean, you can't sit here and tell me that that modders, very skilled modders, are just going to yoink one of the planets out and completely redesign it into something completely explorable top to bottom with like a huge quest line or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be shocked if, like, give it a year from now, there's going to be a planet that's going to be literally freaking Skyrim or Cyrodiil or Morrowind or, the area that Fallout 4 takes place or Fallout 3 or New Vegas. I'm not going to be surprised if any of that's a thing at some point. Like, they just yoink one of the thousands of planets and just makes it a whole new thing with a full storyline. That's all stuff that I think is probably going to happen at some point, especially with the mod support. And I think over time, like, let's say 5 years or so, I think this game will continue to become a generation-defining game, but it's going to be because of mod support more than anything. I think the base product that Bethesda has given us is a very good game. Let me stress that. It's not a bad game. It is a good game. It is worth playing. It is worth the review scores that it's got. But I don't think it's that generation-defining experience as of now. And I think ultimately Bethesda did bite off more than they can chew. And it's also, in my opinion, again, it's early impressions, but in my mind, I don't. It's going to be a nominee, but I don't think it's Game of the Year. I think Game of the Year is either Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom.
Mario Wonder.
Shout out to that direct. But I mean, like, again, it's a very fun game. If you're just a Bethesda fan and you are itching for a new Bethesda experience, you will love this game. But if you are wanting that next step for Bethesda, you're going to get it in some capacities, but in other capacities you're not. Because like John said in that clip, it's just the same game that Bethesda's always created, but now with space theme. That's what this game is. Like, if you jump in and you play it even 8 hours like me, and I probably the 20-hour mark too, like that's what this game is, which is a positive for a lot of people, and it can be a negative for others. You know what I mean? One thing that I said a lot about this game up to its release is if this game is anything less than an absolute masterpiece, I've personally viewed it as it was going to be a failure by Microsoft and Xbox. This game's going to sell very well because people obviously paid for early access and stuff. People wanted the physical edition, which that's fair. And overall, it's going to be deemed a success to an extent, but at the same time, this is not, in my opinion, their crowning achievement. Like one of the big things about this game that I can imagine some people considered is like, is this game going to like dethrone Skyrim as like their game? And I say no. I think in terms of Bethesda games at their peak, I mean, I would still say Skyrim is going to potentially be that game.
In terms of you saying that it's still going to sell, I mean, within their first few hours on Steam, they had over 234,000
Yep.
people on early access,
Yeah.
which you had to pay at least $100 for the early access.
Yeah, if it was on on Steam, yeah. So I mean, it's gonna make sales. It's gonna make sales and continue to make sales, and then all the player base that's gonna play it on Wednesday when it has the official release.
Game Pass, baby.
Yeah, for Game Pass.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be a success. But is it going to hold the test of time? Like, let's say Skyrim. That's going to be debatable. That's going to be a we'll see.
The other thing we got to look at with it is, and I mean, this is more of just kind of a, will it hold the test of time? Like, just in response to that is just, I mean, the game is in its first couple days, so yeah, it's like, and we've been of the opinion of, this game needs to absolutely stick the landing. It needs to be everything they wanted it to be, or that they said it was going to be, for it to be like this massive, or like to call it a win necessarily. But that's partially because of everything else that's come this year and still to come this year.
Yep.
But the thing is, it's like Bethesda's in no way, shape, or form done with this game.
I agree.
Oh, by far not.
It's like they're gonna be working on this one probably for the next couple years.
Yeah.
It's like we'll be seeing updates to it for a long time. So
Yeah.
it's like they're clearly there are going to be a lot of people very happy and having no issues with the game. Then you're going to have people who are complaining about like planets, kind of the stuff that I was talking about at the beginning of the year. And I 100% see them like addressing that, updating, adding some additional stuff to it, adding more storylines, things like that, more things to do. In my mind, that's 100% happening.
True.
So it's one of those where a year from now, it may not be a completely different game, but it'll be a much more involved game.
Right.
I mean, just look at what they've done with Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's had a turnaround.
Yeah. I mean, all I've gotten from this from you, Alex, is I just need to wait for Outer Worlds 2.
Well, I mean, like, me going on about it, there's one thing that I really want
Outer
to
Worlds,
stress.
fantastic space game.
Okay.
I know,
It's on Game Pass.
I know you
Play
love
it.
it. I know you love it.
Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is a good game that I have a lot of problems with that game, but they have nothing to do with gameplay. It's well, some of it's to do with gameplay, but the actual mechanics of playing the game are great.
Yes.
Playing the game is fine. I have a lot of dislikes about that game.
I mean, I could see why. It's very much a slightly niche game.
It's like it's one of those things where it's like, for me, Outer Worlds is one of those ones where it's like, man, I see everybody talk about this being like a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 or
Oh,
something.
I don't think
Yeah.
that, but
Well, it's like it's like as far
It's
as
highly
as far
rated.
as like RPGs over the past like decade or so, it's highly
Yes.
ranked. And I played it and I was like, man, I'm having a lot of fun. Couple things are pissing me off about it.
yeah, I could see why.
Yeah. And one thing that I do also want to stress when it comes to like my personal thoughts on Starfield, like I personally really enjoy the game. I'm just trying to like take a step back from that, and just kind of look at it realistically, where it's like, while, by the time I'm done with it, I may give it like a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10. But looking at it realistically, like I get how it got an 88 on Metacritic. You know what I mean? I get it. I get why, IGN gave it a 7, I get it. I understand why. Like, I see it, but I still think it's a great game. Again, if you wanted just an amazingly polished Bethesda experience, you're going to get it with this game. Like, if you're a Bethesda fan, you're going to enjoy the game, period. I just think, if your expectations was ungodly sky high, you might feel a little disappointment. That's ultimately my kind of thoughts on the game. Early impression, though.
Yeah, I'll probably be perfectly happy playing it because my expectations been mediocre the whole time.
That's true. Yeah. It'll surpass any expectations that you've had.
I'll play it and I'll come in next week and be like, the game's fucking good.
Yeah, it's like, this is the greatest game ever. And like I said, it is a good game. Very good game. Very much recommended.
Hey,
But
at some point during the year, there had to be a game that like I don't have the best expectations for that surprises me, because so far not been a great year for me. I had a lot of high expectations. It was disappointing.
Yeah. And then August came.
Oh yeah, August is fucking awesome.
Then we had Wolong in between there.
Oh yeah.
That was a weird one.
Yeah.
That was a weird little blip in time, but it still happened. It was still a good time to an extent, yeah. But I mean, again, overall, Starfield very fun. Definitely should recommend. I definitely recommend checking out on when it comes out for Game Pass if you got Game Pass. And like I said, we'll chat about it again next week. Because very early impressions for me. It's kind of unfair to judge, but this is just my early impressions of the game so far. I'm having fun. I'm constantly looking forward to playing more. Right now, I'm doing. I think the faction's called the Star Rangers. I think I'm currently kind of messing with that right now.
You can only be human in that game, right?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah,
you're humans leaving Earth.
Yeah. Human.
That's the story.
I can't be a secret gremlin that always was on the surface.
No. Yeah, humans ditched Earth.
So wait, question: is the customization settings still insane as it usually is in a Bethesda game?
It's pretty solid.
I've seen some pretty crazy characters.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if I'm human if I can make my character look ridiculous. Cool.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty solid. But yeah, humans only. Thought that was kind of weird approach too. Is that only humans? But it is what it is.
I mean, based on the setting, it makes sense, but still.
Yeah. No. No.
I don't know. Still, Baldur's Gate 3. Feel like playing anything by human still.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think I've made a human character
No,
yet.
I haven't.
Yeah, I'm. No, I haven't made a base
I
human.
made
though.
a fucking Ganthy sorcerer.
Yeah, I got a tiefling sorcerer, a half-orc fighter, I got a dragonborn sorcerer.
Got a half-orc druid.
How is Drew?
Dude, buddy of mine's playing druid in our campaign.
Druid's fun.
He just we're past level 6 now, so you unlock new forms.
Oh God.
They're fucking druid looks fucking fun. It's like
It's a shame you can't get a AI companion. All you get is Halson, and he only joins you for like a couple fights.
well, you can respec them if you want.
Halson?
No, any of the other companions.
Oh yeah,
You
you're
can
right.
respec
You
them to
can't
be whatever the fuck you
can't.
want
I
them to
forget
be.
about that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, when we were playing earlier, we were. My buddy was
By
like,
the way, screw Starfield.
Yeah.
I mean, we reached the end of it.
yeah, we were playing earlier. A buddy of mine was like, because he's been playing like Spore Druid, so he uses wild shape charges to like gain a bunch of temporary hit points and stuff. Basically, he was like, you know what, maybe I'll try out wild shaping that. We go into like this little tunnel, and we're like walking around down there. And I turn and look, and there's just an owlbear jumping across the screen.
Yes.
Also on my fighter, because I'm the Eldritch Knight fighter.
Okay.
Bitch, I can jump a long way.
Oh, I bet.
'Cause I was just having fun earlier because I replaced one of my spells, took Long Strider. I can jump past my screen.
What's your strength score?
Just 18.
Just 18. You max out at 20, man. So I mean, you have almost max jump.
Just 18.
Yeah, it's not even 20, and I can pretty much jump past my screen.
And jump's a bonus action.
But yeah, there was at one point where like a couple of them were like AFK, like getting coffee or getting breakfast or something, and I'm just jumping around a town from rooftop to rooftop, just being like, I protect the city from the shadows.
Now I just want to make a rogue fighter so I can do that. Dress him up as Batman.
I was just jumping around like that. I was having a fucking blast while they were. I was just having a fun time just dicking off in town.
Yeah, I don't know why. I have several characters that all I've done is gotten off the friggin' Mind Flare ship, but I just wanted to make characters.
That's what I've been doing. I just have new characters created that I'm like, all right, it's like start a new game, make character, customize. Okay, exit out. Let's make a new character.
Yeah, I don't know what character I want to make next. I haven't decided yet.
I'm down to 2. I know what one of my next 2 characters are going to be. But I was debating about, because you mentioned us playing a co-op game, and then you're the last person to think about it.
I was about to say, I know Christina's ready. I'm ready. He's ready.
I'm at all times ready.
Christina's definitely at all times ready right now. Let me tell you, she is simping hard.
Got a Discord call this morning with my buddies, and one of them was like, "Okay, you guys want to play Baldur's Gate 3 or something else?" I'm like taking a drink, and he goes, "We're playing Baldur's Gate 3, by the way. I just wanted to give the option." And I came back and I was like, "I am at all times going to say yes to Baldur's Gate."
No, I'm gonna be really excited to see Game of the Year stuff later this year because I think I think at this point I'm still under the
I'm
impression it's
telling you
Baldur's
now,
Gate 3 and
Alex,
Tears of the Kingdom.
If whatever group we start with, we're destroying the Grove. I don't care.
Okay.
I've already done it once. I'll do it again.
I'll do it again too. Well, that's not even fair, John. You guys murdered everybody, not just the Grove. You murdered the Goblin Camp too.
Yeah, but goblins are bad.
Yes, but y'all left nobody left on that map. There is no faction left.
No, I went back to the Grove. There is one guy in there sleeping.
Oh my God, you left one.
That poor motherfucker.
I went back and I was like, because we were doing one of the sub quests where it's like you create, I think it's create the masterwork weapon.
Yeah.
We wanted to make a great sword, but we couldn't fight a great sword because you need a base version of the weapon. So I was like, let me go check the Grove. There's a bunch of bodies over there. We had to pick loot from a couple bodies, and a dialogue came up. I was like, the fuck was that? But yeah, there's some dude taking a nap. Someone survived.
My next question was, did you then murder him?
No, I left him.
Oh wow.
Bunch of if he wants to hang out in that place where it's just a bunch of corpses and poison clouds, be my guest.
Have a good night,
I
Dave.
took everything from there that I wanted.
You are the lucky one.
Shit, man. All right, so next I'll hit on Fort Solis or Solis. Again, I've heard it pronounced both ways. You know, I will say one thing.
Fucking pick one and stick to it.
I've been calling it Solis. That's what I've been calling it personally. So one thing that's actually really disappointing, the fact that I haven't beat this game yet because the story is only like 4 to 5 hours. If that gives
that's short.
If that gives you any idea about just how busy I've been recently, where I haven't had much time to play, I think there's 4 or 5 chapters, and I'm on chapter 3. I think is where I stopped playing.
I was going to say 2.
No. I think I'm almost done with 3 at this time. But you know, overall, the one thing this game, and it's the first game by this studio. They're an indie studio, 10 developers, made the game in 2 years, no delays. The one thing that immediately that I want to throw out there that I think they absolutely nailed is, man, they nailed the environment. The environment feels so good. Like it gives you that just spooky vibe.
Fucking likely.
Yeah, for you.
Play a fucking like horror game. It's like, yeah, the environment's beautiful. Fuck off.
I don't mean it's beautiful. I mean it's just like, man, it pulls you in. I mean it's incredible, like, you know, music cues, just, you know, the track, the soundtracks itself. It nails it in every way. The one most random complaint that I have, and it's funny because I've seen other people bitch about this too, is this game is the finest example of a walking simulator that I've ever seen. Because there is no jog, there is no running, even in the most intense situations. Your guy is just gonna walk casually everywhere you go. General story though, you know, you are, you know, Jack. His name is Jack Leary. It's played by Roger Clark, who played as, you know, Arthur Morgan, of course, and another character named Jessica. You're on one end of Mars at a base. You get an emergency signal from Fort Solis, which I thought was kind of weird because Fort Solis is like, you know, pretty old base, pretty old station. Nothing really kind of comes out of it. Jack goes to investigate. Can't find any of the crew. And then, you know, you just kind of continue to find emails and video logs and everything of, you know, kind of depicting of what kind of went down here, or trying to slowly unravel what happened. And then you find like your first dead body of one of the crew members.
Why you still? You can't, if you show up and nobody's responding.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you keep going in?
See,
because, John, this is the start of every goddamn Metroid game ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you know
you can go.
you can leave. Yeah, you know, that was, you know, what you right now. You're Jessica, because Jessica didn't go. Jessica stayed on the
she's
comms.
fucking smart.
She is. She kept telling Jack, just like, hey, we've already called like the base. Like they're gonna be there in the morning. They're going. Like, you just need to leave, Jack. Jack's like, you know, I can't leave. I gotta figure this out. It's just like, I don't think that's smart.
Were you a hard-boiled detective in another life?
Basically.
No, that's why in like a horror movie scenario, I'm living.
Yeah, exactly. And see,
I'm living.
and also with the whole like I can't leave. I have to figure this out. Dude's literally starting vacation like the next day.
So he's dead.
Yeah, Jack's.
That's immediately a flag and just like you're dead.
Yeah, like I mean,
what is this dude's work ethic though? Where he's going on vacation and he's like, they're calling me in at the late into the evening, time to go in. It's like
I clock out in 2 minutes. Hey Jack, we got an emergency. I'm there.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it.
Meanwhile, the everyday person is like, it's a Wednesday. They go on vacation. It's like their vacation starts at the end of Friday, and they're like, nah, I can't do that. I'm going on vacation.
Yep.
It's like I got plans next week. Yeah, I'm asking for it by Friday. No, kind of swamped.
Yep.
When I retire in 2 days.
Yeah, no, I mean that's basically it, and he's powering through the damn thing, trying to unravel the mystery, which I haven't fully unraveled the mystery. I had a lot of different expectations. The game is very heavy-handing on one potential theme, and I before doing this show, I tried to like find something on story spoilers just so I at least knew, so I could say like, oh yeah, this is it or whatever. Still don't know anything, but the game is very in your face about like zombies. So like, and like the more that you find out, like as you're digging through the first couple chapters, it's like you dig through like Wyatt Taylor, who is played by Troy Baker. You go through, he was the medical officer at Fort Solis. You're digging through his emails and his records about how other people at Fort Solis is getting infected by something. So like, it's very, to me, heavy handed, like, okay, it's probably gonna be zombies. You and Jessica are making jokes about zombie movies and shit like that. Like it's in your fucking face that it's zombies, and then it's not.
See, here's my thing. It's always horror stuff. It's like some random creatures and whatnot. I always hope for space vampires every time.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking like, you putting in your notes that people are getting infected in that.
Yep.
It's like, bitch, you on Mars. Take that bitch out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No one's gonna ever know. Take them outside. No one will fucking hear it.
Yeah, it's like just take that bitch outside. It's like just get it over with. It's like good service to the. It's like you do a service to the human race at that point.
Basically.
Because what are we? It's like you're in fucking Mars. What are you gonna do? You gonna quarantine these bitches in your station that you have to work and live at? Nah, fuck that.
Yep. No. Again, what exactly happened
John, I'm
at
glad
this
to
base?
know
I'm not sure.
If we're ever in like a virus situation, we need to take account. So
I'll be ruthless.
I can always
John
count.
will be
I can always
ruthless.
count on you. All right, we got John over there ready to pop somebody's head off. What are we gonna do?
John's a team player.
So it's like I'd have you bitches afraid to cough.
No, I mean, overall, the game's not terrible. I saw that it got like a 68.
Ringing endorsement.
Yeah, it got like a 68 on Metacritic. The game's not terrible. I mean, it's only like $30. I mean, like I think it's
Only
worth-
$30, motherfucker.
For a 5-hour game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
I guess depending on the quality and experience. I mean, really. I mean, hell, people have paid more for the same.
I mean, that's true. I
Mean,
mean, I paid,
AAA products that have released at like $60 that are like 7 hours.
I mean, I paid $60 for Alien Colonial Marine, so
There you go.
yeah,
that was
that was just an L the whole way around.
that was a rough one.
No, I mean it's not a terrible game. There are choices that matter. I did kind of see where depending on choices that you make or can also result in Jack's fate. So I mean, I like that. Choices are always cool, but in terms of like the general story about what happened, still a mystery as of now. Again, I thought it was gonna be like zombies because they talked about infected shit, but there was also a lot of distrust and some issues amongst the entire crew that was there. Like you saw some very condescending emails.
This just
between
sounds
people.
like a stranger's point of view of a game of Town of Salem.
Actually, yeah, that's about right. Yeah,
I know nothing about this game. We're completely ruining it.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna have a ringing endorsement about this game or anything, so you're fine.
Well, you haven't finished it yet,
I
and
have
then you
not.
haven't finished your second playthrough to see the other storyline options you can go with.
That's true. That's true.
Walk your way across Mars a few times.
Oh fuck! I'll pass with how fast they walk, man. I'm good. That was one of my first comments. Like 15 minutes in, I'm like, "Is it gonna give me a jog button? Can I at least get a jog, please? Cannot. But I mean, it's not bad so far. It's just not great, but it's not bad. All right, Zach, what's Stray Gods?
So Stray Gods.
I saw you hop on that earlier this week.
Yes. So Stray Gods is the role playing musical. So
I'm not gonna lie, I saw you play as soon as you like put it in the Discord. I was
you
like,
looked it up.
I didn't even look it up really. I was like, hey, he's probably played on Steam. What is it? I just saw musical, and I was like,
I'm out.
see what he's got to fucking say about this one.
So it is a very heavily narrative story. It's more or less sort of a choose your own adventure style narrative of you play as Grace, who is your main character. It starts you in some auditorium where a band she's part of is doing auditions, and it's a bunch of shitty people. And more or less it finishes out the night with them not doing anything. She apparently had something bad happen recently. Her friend Freddie was trying to cheer up. They peace out. She hangs around, starts singing. And this random woman shows up named Calliope and starts singing with her and all this stuff and sets off these events. And the musical part of it is pretty much in any scene, the big like drama moment or combative moment you would get, it's all done in the form of music and singing. And based on your time choices during the scene, it changes how Grace is singing because it's like, I forget what the traits are actually called, but it's 3 traits. There's the smart trait, which I haven't chose a lot of that, so I'm not entirely sure how the music goes, but it's each trait, depending on how you do it, changes the tone of the music. Because there's also badass, which I've been doing, which does heavy rock tunes and everything, and her singing lines are always more aggressive. And then there's the friendly one, which is more, from everything I've told, sort of the more traditional, like musical style theater singing, things like that. And it's just been so far very entertaining of just seeing all this, because the whole thing is she meets Calliope, has this moment with Calliope. She then goes away, goes to her house a couple hours later. Calliope shows up, dies in her hands. Big magic orb comes out of her, goes into Grace. Grace is now a god. And she's now the last muse within the world because gods have apparently still been living amongst everyone.
Okay, this makes way more sense now.
Yes. And because the gods each have a power, the power of the last muse is that she can force people to sing out their sort of, not necessarily emotions, but sort of how they're feeling about a situation and whatnot, and turns into a magical battle of singing in these situations. So, I mean, I've been having very entertaining, and it's got everyone's favorite voice actors in it. I mean, Felicia Day, Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson.
Oh, really?
All the lines of voice actors we know, because there's actually a lot of voice actors, and they're all singing.
So what does this game look like? Is this like a visual novel, or is this like an actual like move
Think like
around?
Telltale style.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Because you said choose your own adventure at first, and I was trying to figure out how the fuck this was making sense when you were just like turning pages.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Because for some reason, that's where my brain went. I'm like, this is a weird concept for just a bunch of reading.
Yeah, no, it's a Telltale style, so all the characters are moving around in full 2D, 2.5.
Because I
scenes.
couldn't picture it.
And then it's great because whenever the musical starts, it's just full on scenes now because the magic's activated. Because there's a whole, like, one of the first ones is full on Grace. It's a discussion between Grace after she's just dealt with the chorus, which is the Council of Gods, who have decided that she needs to die because they don't know if she's a murderer of Calliope or not. She goes back to her apartment, sees her roommate and friend Freddie, and then Pan, the satyr, shows up. And he's just like, hey, I hear you're going to die. Need a friend? And more or less it just becomes a singing battle of whether she's going to stay on her own, stick with Freddie, or hang out with Pan. And I mean, and again, based on your style, song choice, the scenes change, so there's quite a bit of replayability.
How long is the game?
Don't know.
Okay.
I know I'm at least in Act 2. Act 1 was a decent length. Because it goes through days. Act 1 was pretty much just day 1. Act 2, I'm assuming, is going to be all day 2, but several things happen.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yes.
Glad you're enjoying it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I saw narrative and I went musical. I went, fuck yeah.
That is Zach's range. Yeah. Narrative music. That is 100% Zach's sort of game. Nice. Are you gonna make a video on it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't really know how good a video would be on for that one.
Hey, just maybe talking about it. You know, general review kind of thing.
Maybe.
Yeah. Shout out to Zach's video, getting over it. They got another one for Dead Link that's gonna be coming out soon too. Gotta finish it.
All I need is a grappling hook now.
Yeah. No, Dead Link actually did look like a really sick game.
That's very fun.
Like I really enjoyed watching that video. Just like different, like the grappling hook was pretty trolly. Like that was pretty trolly. That looked pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. No, and I was watching some other reviews on Dead Link too, where some people was just like, you know, this is my best FPS shooter that came out this year so far. It's just like, damn, okay.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it actually
It's a Twitch shooter, so if you're like in
Yeah.
a Doom or Quake or anything like that, you're probably gonna like Dead Link.
Yeah. No, it looks pretty sick. But no, yeah, maybe we should do a video on Straight Guns too. Just talking about it, whatever. Maybe get some more eyes on it kind of
We'll
thing.
see.
Yeah. Boys, got anything else that you want to chat about?
Fucking Payday 3.
Yeah, Payday 3.
I'm hyped for it now. The only reason for it is because fucking they started doing live action trailers again, and they released the first one for Payday 3 this past week. Like on, I think it was like either last Saturday or something like that. And yeah, no, it's just them heisting and whatnot. And the best part of that video is fucking Chains, because I watch it every night before I go to sleep. As they're running in, telling everyone to get on the ground, Chains goes behind the counter, sees a guy, just full on Spartan kicks the fucker into a desk. Like, dude, fully committed. He jumps back, hits the desk hard.
You watch that every night before sleep?
Yes, because it's just Chains running at the guy like, get down, motherfucker! Punt!
I mean, I've got videos that I go back to quite a lot, but I didn't expect that would be one for you.
Fucking Chains is the best Payday character.
Oh. Every night before bed. That's commitment, everyone.
Just, here, Chains, get down, motherfucker!
Oh, God. Payday 3 comes out this month, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think it was like, what, middle of the month or something like that?
Fuck.
Yep.
What?
This quarter of the year is great.
It is.
And which is funny because
It's too good.
apparently, so they just finished up their 10th year anniversary event in Payday 2, and with it, anyone who completed or joined it have now gained a Dead Game hoodie and mask to put on their characters, which they're more or less saying like, I think their servers are still going to be up there, like, but they're more or less saying like, this is going to be a dead game because people are going to go over to Payday 3, hopefully.
Yeah. With John, with what you just said about this quarter is great. I saw a tweet about that from someone that I follow, where it's just like, here recently we've got, Baldur's Gate, Starfield's about to come out, Spider-Man 2's around the corner. We got Payday, Mario RPG Remake, Mario Wonder, and Sonic Superstars. He's like, we as gamers, we are truly blessed right now. However, our wallets are not. And I'm just like, bro, I feel that.
Man.
I feel that.
We had like 2 or 3 years of nothing, so we needed it eventually. We were going to hit it eventually. We knew we were.
Yeah.
I will say, I've had Game Pass for a long time.
Yep.
And a lot of times I haven't used it to its potential. God bless Game Pass right now. The amount of games that are coming out that I'm like, I could pay $70 to $90 for that game.
But it's on Game Pass.
It's like I can download it on Game Pass.
Yep. Shout out to Game Pass, man. Game Pass is such a great service. God, it's such a great service, dude.
Yeah, because I'm gonna play Starfield on it.
Yep.
I think Payday's coming to it.
Yep.
So I'll be playing it there.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm honestly really debating just going ahead and paying for Payday 3 on PC.
Oh, really?
It's one of those things where it's like I'm gonna try it, make sure. I'm gonna make sure it's what I want it to be.
Yeah.
And then it's like, cause I have no problem like buying it or like playing a game on Game Pass, and I'm like, I really enjoy this game, and then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Like on Steam or something as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's like
I mean, as long as they don't fuck up the formula that they've mastered for 10 years,
yeah,
which
it's
they've bounced out for 10 years and just added some new stuff, like the whhole sliding mechanics and everything.
It's like they're just updating everything at like making the
'Cause-
new game.
Because I've been watching that live action trailer, I've been seeing all the like people who got early copies of it and doing sponsored videos for Payday 3, and which looks like they've really overhauled like the ability to stealth, because like you can like now possibly do whole heist without even having to put your mask on.
Yeah.
In full stealth. So
Yeah, I would assumed that a lot of that stuff would be improved upon. It's just one of those where I'm like, man, I kind of want to get my hands on it before I commit to spending
that's
the money.
fair.
Because it's like Alex said, these days, man, games are expensive, especially when they're just hitting bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, and it's just hitting you one after another. It's relentless.
No, it's bad. I had to think the other day. I went, where the fuck can I pre-order several collector's editions without having to pay it all in full? Because I'm looking at Tekken 8 and then the 2 Soda ones.
Oh yeah. Like what? Not paying in full up front.
Correct.
GameStop.
That's the only place I could think of too.
Yeah, that's all I got for you is just hit up GameStop. You can do the $5 down and then pay the rest of it when it comes out.
Well,
or
not with
something.
collector's editions.
No, what is the down?
Well, they may still be $5 down, but I know it used to be like 20 or something like that.
Well, it was $5 down for Fire Emblem, for me. So it may still be $5 for just
Gotcha.
any of them. So that'd be your best bet, yeah. You boys got anything else that we want to chat about this week? Going once, going twice.
Did you see that Vampire Survivors was getting a multiplayer add-on?
I didn't.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I don't know why you would want that. It's like, at least for me, the point of that game, like that game and games that are like it, are like, it's just something you can knock out in 30 minutes by yourself and have fun every time.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want more people with that.
Yeah, it was just something I saw because I didn't fully read the article, but it was saying something that it was getting it. I don't know if it was in a mod or like they were actually adding it to the game.
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to add it because that game blew up. That dude's done
He
well for
created
himself.
a whole freaking new genre.
He's done well for himself off of that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little like a nice little like $3 find in like just browsing one day, and then it blew the fuck up.
Yeah. New heights. Yeah. Steve popped in. He said, "Pay me, Bethesda." So true. That character looked just like you, man. Like, besides, like maybe I guess like the soul patch part was the only thing that was was a little bit different. Other than that, everything else was like identical.
See, the only thing, Steve, is you would have to prove that they referenced you in some form or fashion.
And Steve's just like, "I'll just hold up a picture of me."
That doesn't prove they use that though as reference.
I think when I make my character on Starfield, I might just make a freak.
Do it.
I don't normally make freaks. Might try it.
Make a freak. Do it, man. Have a good time. You can get some good old rotten teeth going. I'm pretty sure that was an option. Was rotten teeth. So really, just make a freak of a character. Different hairstyles, different colors, man. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Deform your eyes into weird shapes. Have a good time, man. Have a good time. Boys, you ready for the weekly wrap up?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so first thing for the weekly wrap-up is that it was voted unanimously to send strike authorization for the video game industry. Companies included are Insomniac, Disney, WB, Epic, Activision, and EA. So just wanted to throw that out there as a friendly heads up in case you start seeing any potential delays with games because, maybe like just devs or game writers or something or, whatever goes on strike as well as with the actors and writers strike that's been currently going on. So just something to keep an eye on that one. I could definitely, if this is going to involve game devs, I could definitely see something come out of Activision. I could definitely see something on that one. I could see something out of Disney too.
I could see EA.
Yeah, EA as well. The Disney side of things, I'm curious how harsh it is in the video game side because obviously the show side, we've heard time and time again,
yeah.
it is brutal for visual effects artists for like the Marvel shows and the Marvel movies. But I'm curious what it's like on the video game side of things. I feel like the only one on there that might get the pass is maybe Insomniac. I don't know. I've always heard nothing but good vibes out of Insomniac, but you never know. It could be pull back the curtain. Who knows what's back there?
Yeah.
But if you see any delays, it's going to probably be because of this. Next up, we did have a Mario Wonder Direct this week. I kind of watched it. I turned it on in the background while I was driving just to listen to it.
Didn't even commit to watching it with your full attention.
Nope. No.
You got to be like me and Zach and either commit to not giving a shit or commit to
or commit to
caring
an
about it.
article. Commit to an article. I mean, I listened to it. Sounds fun, I guess. I saw some people that have got the chance to play it, and they said it's fantastic. So that's cool. Plays Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, 2 different Toads, like 4 or 5 different Yoshis, and then 2 other characters that don't get damaged if you want an easy playthrough. Cool. Looks like it's gonna be a fun Mario game. The story is very straightforward. Mario and the gang go to the Flower Kingdom, new kingdom, invited by a prince. Bowser comes in, takes the prince, and then Bowser becomes a castle. Yes, he becomes a castle. Like, Bowser is the castle.
My thing is, he stole a prince.
I think it's because of the power of the Wonder Kingdom. Because there's like a Wonder Flower where you can basically just do anything.
But Bowser stole the prince.
Because he wanted the power. I don't know, man. Bowser became a castle.
So when you
Bowser can take whoever he
when you
wants.
go inside, my question becomes: are you going to fight Bowser or are you going to fight Bowsette?
Stop.
Because if the devs go hard and it finds out being Bowsette, I will fucking die.
I did see some fan art someone already made of, like, Daisy, Peach, Mario, and Luigi, and Daisy being like the unfiltered one, asking, she's like, so since he's a castle, are we going inside of him? Like, how does that work? And
Yes.
everyone's just like, Daisy, please stop. So I mean, I don't know, if you're a Mario fan, looks good. They also revealed a new OLED model. The Mario Red Edition. The entire Switch is red, like even the back. It's literally just a red Switch. Dock is red. Yeah, it's a thing, I guess. Probably it should, I would assume, be the last special edition OLED they'll launch. Because another thing we have here in the weekly wrap up is some more Switch 2 leaks that came out from one reliable leaker. The dev kits have been in hands for a while. It is backwards compatibility. New cartridge format. Unsure if that's going to mean it can do DS and 3DS. It has a new camera feature, and apparently Final Fantasy VII Remake looks and runs like a PS5 game on it, and it could be a launch title. So
I don't know if I can believe that for a second.
That's the sketchy part. That's the sketchy part to me. I'm with you on that one. Based on all the specs that we've seen out of this console,
What they're
that
not,
one's a little weird.
What they're not telling you, it's the cutscene that they're watching.
Yeah, exactly.
What they're not telling you is the thing went from this to just all the way across.
Yep.
It's like it would run it, but you couldn't hold it because it was burning up.
Yeah. Something else that happened this week that was kind of disappointing to see is Volition Games is shutting down effective immediately.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
They will always be remembered for the original Saints Row trilogy.
Basically. Yeah. Effective immediately. Like, they were shut down quick.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing that because I know a couple months ago I saw where after the sort of lackluster that was Saints Row, the entire team got put into different projects.
Yeah.
And they left like maybe a handful of people to just finish up some last minute updates.
Yeah. So, rest in peace. Next up,
They had 2 chances. They fucked them both up.
Accurate. Next up, we have PlayStation Plus price increased. These are yearly prices.
Canceled.
Yep. Essential.
Been canceled.
Been canceled. Yep. Essential is now $80 a year. Plus is now $135 a year, and Premium is now $160 a year. Woof. Yeah, I canceled mine a while ago.
Yeah, you can't be having these prices for PlayStation Plus and be releasing as many limited edition controllers in a year as you've been doing.
Oh man,
'Cause they keep doing it.
yeah.
It's like they keep doing all their big name games. They release some cool shit for.
Yeah.
And it's like choice has to be made.
Yep. Steve said Xbox looking real good now. Yeah. I mean, even Game Pass I think is going up. I think
Yeah, but it's not going to go on that high.
Yeah, it's not going that high. Like, that's the thing that's, like, this is a major increase, really.
Yeah.
Like, I think Premium before was what, 120 a year? That's what I got, was 120 a year Premium. And now it's up to 160. It's like, oof, buddy. So that is a very large increase.
I mean, it's a yearly subscription, but that's still a decent chunk to suddenly come out every year.
Yeah.
I mean, Game Pass. I mean, granted, if you get just PC or the Xbox version, it's cheaper. But Ultimate is, if you pay month by month at this point, it's $16.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, think about what you get with Game Pass versus like the essential tier or whatever it is for.
Which I think I do like a 3 month, and I think it's like $25 on every 3 months.
It's 45.
Is it 45?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I actually just had to buy a new 3-month card for me just yesterday.
But yeah, it's one of those where it's like you compare the two and look at it. It's like, yeah, Game Pass is. I mean, it's fairly pricey, but you get fucking a lot more.
Yeah, and the day one is one of the big catches because like when it comes to PlayStation Plus, there are some day one releases into the essential tier. Some, but
that's the worst part.
Yeah,
it's the worst part. It's like you don't want people. It's like they're like, well, if they have it here, they won't buy the game. Yeah, but look at how many more subscriptions you'll get.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Last thing I had here was 13 Sentinels has now passed over 1 million copies sold.
Woo!
So shout out to that. So I need to go back and finish that game.
God dang it out.
I know, man. I buy games and I don't finish them. I'm terrible. I'm a bad gamer. But yeah, shout out to the fact it passed 1 mil. It's pretty sweet. Boys, you got anything else you want to shout out? Any little news out there that I might have missed? Quite possible. I didn't really have a lot on there.
I don't know. Did I mention Omega Strikers last week?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm going to throw it out there again. Omega Striker Season 2 is going now.
Okay.
You mentioned it at one point. I remember you talking about it. I don't remember if it was last week or like the week before.
I don't remember if it was before cast or during cast.
I don't know. Alex saying he's a bad gamer, buys games, don't finish them. I just was thinking, I was like, I don't know if I've finished a game this year.
I've finished a couple.
I think I have, but not any of the big games.
Man, that's a good question. How many games have I finished this year? Just one? Is Tears of the Kingdom the only thing I finished this year?
Fucking oof.
Like, let's see. Engage, didn't finish it. Forspoken, didn't finish it. Hogwarts Legacy, didn't finish it. Final Fantasy, didn't finish it. Fort Solis, didn't finish it. What else has come out?
That you've played.
Yeah. Let me hop on my calendar real quick.
I don't know.
Let me hop on my calendar because I put all the games I'm excited for on my calendar. Let me look.
Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't. I've started a lot of games
One Piece
and played.
Odyssey, didn't finish it.
The first half of the year was very much the time period of me getting 8 to 10 hours into a game and dropping it.
Yeah.
I did that for just about every game I played.
You going to hit that mark with Starfield too?
Depends.
Resident Evil 4, didn't finish it.
Wait, what'd you buy Resident Evil 4 on?
Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did. Yeah, I even played Redfall for 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, you did. Also, Mega Man Battle Network Collection. Bought it. Haven't played it once.
Oof.
Did not play Horizon DLC.
Oh, hey, I got
Dead
one.
Island 2. Bought it. Never played it. John, you kind of steered me
I
away
didn't
from
even
it.
know you bought Dead Island 2.
Yep. Jedi Survivor. Didn't beat it.
I got one you can add to that list.
What?
He bought Tears of the Kingdom, dropped it.
I beat it.
No, I dropped it.
He's saying he dropped it.
Okay.
You bought it and I dropped it.
Yeah, that's true. Diablo 4. Did not beat it. Loop 8. Did not beat it.
Loop 8 was a rough one, though, from my understanding.
Oh, yeah, it was, my God. No, it's such a fascinating concept for a game.
Because I looked at it, but everything I saw about it was like, it's rough.
Homie, it is.
Yeah, I almost bought it like after it came out before he talked about it because I was just sitting there. I was like, man, I want something to play. I started reading reviews and I was like, no.
Steve said in all caps, Redfall for 8 hours. You have the highest time played in the world.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
The only reason that I didn't beat the game and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna uninstall it here is because I felt like it would have been too disrespectful to some of these better games that I dropped.
Well,
Damn, John.
Like the game was not good. The
That's
game
very
wasn't
much was
good.
discussed.
It was not good, but I was still that mode where I'm like pretty close to beating it.
that is hilarious logic.
But I was like, I don't really want to do it. But man, that's a bad look for some of these better games that have come out.
That is amazing logic. I love that. Also, this is a real eye-opening experience for me. I got to finish more games, man. I went through a lot of games just now that I bought that I did not beat.
Shit,
or even
I
played.
bought, beat Wanted Dead in a week, and then returned it.
Oh, no.
That's like Dead Island 2. I bought it, played it for an hour, and returned it.
I bought it. It's still sitting on my shelf, but I haven't played it once.
I'm not that bad anymore.
This is an eye-opening experience for me.
That used to be me.
I need to calm. At least I didn't buy Immortals for Avium that came out last week and did not play it. I do want Armor Core 6. But
Armor Core is apparently doing really well.
It is. I do want to play that.
I haven't seen much on Armor Core 6, but everything I've seen about it is just nothing but like raving.
Yeah, Armor Core nailed it. After being on hiatus, they nailed it with 6.
Yeah, no, it looks great. I know Steve's played it. He said it's really fun, even though the tutorial was fucking.
Oh yeah, I've heard the tutorial boss was fucking murdering people.
I know something about that.
A goddamn attack helicopter.
I don't know, man. I know about getting my ass. Remember Wolong, Zach, when we were trying to play?
Took 2 hours.
No, it took longer than 2 hours.
Oh man, John and that first boss.
We got that on record somewhere.
Yeah.
Fucking only. I think I told you. I was like, yeah, if you weren't sitting there waiting on me to join
quit
you,
early.
I would not have kept playing.
But it was worth it. We ended up getting some stuff out of that. We still need to go back and kill Lubu.
Steve said it took him 18 attempts to kill the tutorial boss.
I mean, that's about average from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, I think you're in a pretty good range there, honestly. I've seen a lot of like shorts and TikToks about that too, where it's just like coming home expecting a fun mech game, and then it's just like next scene was him depressed because like 3 hours later tutorial.
Did not think that at all because I've played Armor Core before.
All that reminds me of is just like I could only imagine like seeing a TikTok of myself trying to do the fucking
Wolong boss?
Yeah, the Wolong tutorial is just from Zach's perspective. All he hears is, okay, all right, just kill me. Let's get it over with. Run it back.
That's exactly what I listened to.
It was just like I would be completely silent, and then you would just hear, run it back.
I just hear, fuck that up. Time to die.
It's like, yep, got hit in phase 1. Gotta kill myself.
I admire the dedication, man. All right, boys, let's hit the music. Let's get out of here.
All
right, last thoughts.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Go check out Rogue Energy. They got 2 new hydration flavors. They both actually sound really good.
Yeah, do everything you said more. If you made it to the end of the episode, thank you very much. And if you want to see us do these live, we do them live every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
Make sure to also check us out at our website, sparky3.com. You can sign up for free or something $5 a month. We appreciate that extra support. Join the Discord. Make sure to check out Agent Inc. by Jersey. And like they said, make sure to tune in next week as well. And make sure if you're a football fan, check out A Terrible Football Show. That show is live every single Tuesday around 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a pretty good time over there. All right, until next time, guys. See you next week. Bye.